Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. Thank you all for joining once again. I want to get right into my discussion about the so-called Epstein files. Okay, so a lot of controversy about this. Trump has basically came out and said, "Look, Pam is doing a great job. You guys are focusing on the wrong thing. Look at all these things that we are doing here for the country in the last 6 months, the accomplishments that we have made, and you guys want to focus on the Jeffrey Epstein files. Okay, it's not important. He's not important. Woo. Okay, and he's getting a lot of backlash for this because people are saying, Elon Musk made the statement that, he's a part of it, which I don't believe at all. Trump is a part of the Epstein files at all, because if he was, he would not be president. He would be toast. The liberal establishment, the Democrats would have found there's no way. Please forget. There's no way. He would not be there. So he's not. That's the established fact. He's not a part of it. The question is, a lot of people are questioning is, why is he seeming to not want to talk about it? Why is he seeming to not want to release the quote unquote Epstein files? And I'm going to give you guys my opinion on this. I think something else is going on here that's bigger than Trump, okay? Bigger than Trump. So, I'm going to read just a small portion of something that he said in a article, in a news source, interesting little conservative news source known as, what's the name of this news source? National Review. Here it is here, and you can see Trump here, and as they stop to interview him. And here's something that Trump supposedly said on Truth Social about 5:21 p.m. Saturday. What's going on with my boys, and in some cases, gals? Now, apparently, this is what he said on Truth Social, okay? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and, quote, selfish people are trying to hurt it, all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. For years, it's Epstein over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration, who conned the world with the Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agencies, the laptop from hell, and more? Got a valid point. They created the Epstein files, just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele dossier that they used on me, and now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? They haven't even given up on the John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King Jr. files. No matter how much success we have had securing the border, deporting criminals, fixing the economy, energy dominance, a safer world where Iran will not have nuclear weapons, is never enough for some people. We're about to achieve more in 6 months than any other administration has achieved in over 100 years, and we have so much more to do. We are saving our country and making America great again, which will continue to be our complete priority. The left is imploding. Kash Patel and the FBI must be focused on investigating voter fraud, political corruption, Act Blue, the rigged and stolen election of 2020, and arresting thugs and criminals instead of spending month after month looking at nothing but the same old radical left-inspired documents on Jeffrey Epstein. Let Pam Bondi do her job. She's great. The 2020 election was rigged and stolen, and they tried to do the same thing in 2024. That's what she is looking into as AG, and much more. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Let's keep it that way and not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So apparently this is what he said. You heard that, what I read. Apparently that's what he said in Truth Social on Saturday, okay? But here's the deal, and it's just my opinion on this. It's my spin because there's a lot of controversy about this. And I kind of hit on this in the previous video about mainstream media and the things that they tend to cover, where they move from one crisis situation to the next, one major emotional event to the next. You tend to forget about the last event because the mainstream media got you focusing on current event. This whole thing about the Epstein files, okay? Whether or not this stuff is true or not, I have no clue. Whether or not Hillary Clinton and them, made this up or not, I have no clue. I don't know, okay? I remember that there was a book that I had purchased some time ago, and I'm going to show you guys that book too, by the way. Here it is. That's this book right here, Shadowland, written by the late Dr. Thomas R. Horn. He's a Christian radio host and researcher. And he talks about the Epstein files and Jeffrey Epstein and the Epstein files in this book. And he gives a very deep, detailed analysis of that, okay? This man was known for his investigative skills. He was brilliant. So if you want to check this book out, if you want to purchase the book, go to Skywatch TV, okay? Free advertising. Skywatch TV, and pick this out, and you can get it. It's a great book. The late Dr. Thomas Horn, who was died several years ago, went on to be with God, wrote a very, very powerful commentary and investigation on that very thing. But whether or not the Epstein files is real or not, whether or not people's names on there that shouldn't be is real or not, I'll say this. Let's assume, I'm just making a point, I'm just making an assumption. Let's assume that the Epstein files wasn't made up, as Trump said in Truth Social, that the Clinton administration didn't make this up. Let's assume it's actually real, and that there are names that ought not be on that file. There are names on that in that file that shouldn't be. Okay, let's assume it's true. Do you really believe that the president has the power to release that? The idea, and this is just my opinion, the idea that the president is the most powerful man in the world, to me, is a bunch of bull crap. Yeah, I'm not. That's an illusion. Okay? He may have influence, but he certainly isn't the most powerful person in the world. There are people, I believe, that controls the president and controls the Congress and controls the country. And it's with moolah, money. Okay, they control the narrative. They control the mainstream media. I'm not going to give the name or anything like that, but they control the mainstream media. They control the narrative. In my opinion, and this speculation on my part, let's assume that this is real. Do you really believe that elitists on this list, that the powers that be are going to allow the president to release people's names that are on this list, people that did freaky things with underage people? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Do you understand what's at stake here? These people are protected, assuming that this is real. They're protected. Many of these people are parts of secret societies. That's why it's a secret society, because they do nasty stuff in secret. Duh. You think they're going to let the world know about it? They're going to let America know about that? Really? Are you serious? Assuming that this is real. Assuming that these files are actually not made up. Just like you said about the JFK files and all this kind of stuff. Look, at the end of the day, even if this was to be released, what difference is it going to make to the American people? They ain't going to do them but go right back to sleep. And they're going to go right back to sleep because the mainstream media per se, is going to move them from one incident to the next, one crisis to the next, and half the time these crises and incidents the media moves them to ain't worth talking about. It's a bunch of huff. to keep you. Oh my God! Oh! Jason, he's getting out the grave. He's going to chop us up. Oh my God! Freddy Krueger, he's coming back to get us all. Oh my God! Satanic panic. Let's hide underneath the beds and pray. Come on, man. Have everybody tripping. That's what's going to end up happening. Even if these files are real and they're released to the American people will go, oh, wow, that's deep. Oh my God, how could this be? And all of a sudden the mainstream media going to say, okay, forget about that. Let's move to the next phase. And everybody's face going to be plugged in on what the media is talking about. They're going to forget all about the names that were released in the so-called Epstein files. Stop it. It's not going to happen. Now, I agree in part with what Trump is saying. And what he said, rather. Okay. Let's move on, dude. Let's move on. We know Trump ain't in it. Okay, so why is it so important, in my opinion? Why is it so important for people to know? Because let's assume if they release these names, are you serious? If they release the names, what are we as American people going to do? Protest so the person can go to jail, prison? Really? What are you going to do? They're going to end up going right back to sleep. They're going to end up going right back into the matrix that they was used to in the past. That's what they're going to end up doing, because the media are going to create it. The media going to say, okay, now that you know about this, get plugged back into the mainstream media matrix that we created for you and go back to sleep. And sure enough, this is what the American people are going to do. Stop playing games, man. Stop playing games. Now, I'm just giving you guys my opinion, but I think this is a bunch of huff. And one could argue it's distraction. Maybe it is distraction. I don't know. All I'm saying, if this is real, Trump don't have the power to release any of that. It's the powers that be that are over Trump, that are over Congress, that are over America, that are over the countries of the world, that are at the top of the pyramid, that own the corporate media, that own all the businesses, that own religion, that they're at the top of them. And when I say religion, I mean religion, not relationship with Jesus Christ. Religion and relationship with Jesus Christ is two different things. They don't own that, okay? But they own all of this stuff. And they're at the top of the pyramid on the back of your dollar bill. That is real. You can call it a conspiracy theory all you want to. Look it up and study it for yourself. Not to preach to people here, but I'm just saying. Look that up. That pyramid represents something, bro. It represents something. It ain't on the back of the dollar bill for nothing. What do you think is what do people think that represent? That go back thousands of years. It represents an ancient hierarchy of authority and power. Those at the very top of the pyramid are the ones with all the power and control, and they manipulate and control the people at the bottom of the pyramid. The lower go down, they manipulate and control the people at the bottom by withholding information from them. And those at the very base of the pyramid, guess who they are? That's us. I'm just saying. Man. The whole thing, I believe, is controlled. Ain't going to be any names released, because what we're going to do, we're going to go right back to sleep. We find, oh my God, how could she be on there? Let's assume that happens. Oh my God, how could he be on? Oh my God, I don't believe it. He will cry. Then all of a sudden, a week or two later, the mainstream media gonna throw something else our way, and the American people gonna just fall right back to sleep. Fall right back to sleep, man. It's the same thing all the time. So I just wanted to make a comment on that, because I think that I think, in my opinion, at this point, is a waste of time. The president doesn't control anything. The Congress doesn't control anything. The higher ups control the narrative. And even if this list is real, they're telling President Trump, you can't say anything about it. This is what we want you to say. Say this on Truth Social, and say this to the American people when they pull you aside to interview you. Why are you guys talking about this? Let Pam Bondi do her job. Woo, 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 woo. You know? Because we don't want the American people to really know who's on there. These people that's on there are protected. They're part of our organization. They're part of our society. We must protect them. We must hide them. That's how the devil do. He hides his own. But one day, judgment day is coming. You can be able to hide from God for long. But anyway, that's what I had to say about that. Yeah. What do you guys think about Trump's statement and Truth Social. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? What do you think? Do you think these files are real? You think they're not real? What do you think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all, and see you again.